It's noon on Wednesday, February 16th, and this is news that you can use from YAA with your dear friends Zach and Ray. And apparently, I'm just guessing, we're gonna be talking about our other dear friends Carvana at some point.
All right, happy hump day, Pops.
Excuse me?
That's what it's called.
Okay.
Is that a weird thing? I mean, I think it's technically...
No, I believe very strongly in camels.
Here's the deal. We're going to jump right into it.
Yeah, okay.
Carvana sold a stolen, damaged vehicle and would rather just, I don't know, forget about it. You hear about this story?
I have not, but there's never been anything better to forget about than the stolen, crashed vehicle that you sold.
No, it wasn't crashed.
Okay. What was it again?
Carvana's 150-point inspection can't seem to catch some pretty significant problems, such as stolen and damaged vehicles. A Denver man has entered into an arbitration lawsuit with Carvana after the online retailer sold him a vehicle that was stolen from Hertz 7 months prior. If you don't remember, yesterday we did a story about Hertz and how their database inaccurately said that thousands of vehicles were stolen.
But in this particular case, it was.
Okay. Maybe. There's a lot.
Yeah.
After completing an online purchase of the car from Carvana, a repo truck showed up in his driveway to haul his beloved car away. The disgruntled customer was later able to get his car back, but the problems didn't stop there.
Yeah.
In what turned out to be a post-sale stolen vehicle inspection, classic.
Yeah, well, that's when you want to do it.
The owner found that the vehicle had previously been in an unreported accident, you were right, and sustained significant damage that Carvana had not noticed during their 150-point inspection.
Well, that's because they make their technicians work blindfolded.
Okay, no, they don't. We cannot say that. We don't know that for sure.
Perhaps they're training them to feel the damage with their fingers.
Potentially. Carvana's contract language makes it so that customers can't sue the online retailer. However, Dennis is seeking other avenues of legal recourse. This is the gentleman in Denver. To make matters worse for Dennis and other Carvana customers, the point of sale is technically out of state in most scenarios, so state regulators rarely have any jurisdiction over Carvana. Consumer protection attorney Matt Osborne told the Denver Channel, which is the news outlet there, that buying from Carvana is really like buying in the wild, wild west. This is our lead story today because it is yet another reason for you to be pretty thoughtful before you make the decision to buy from Carvana. This one's pretty insane. They have a partnership with Hertz to resell their inventory. So it makes sense that they're selling rental cars. We're all familiar with that.
Yes.
But they're selling a rental car that previously was stolen that then gets repoed from a gentleman, and then it has an accident on the record. That's not a good look.
Well, one would wonder, if it were me, one would wonder if that was a vehicle that they had purchased from Hertz, or if they had purchased it from whoever allegedly stole the vehicle from Hertz. Either way, if they purchased it from whoever allegedly stole it from Hertz, well, that person wouldn't have had a title.
Well, and we saw this happen earlier in the year with Carvana as well. There was a vehicle that had been VIN cloned and then sold to Carvana. And then Carvana realized it. And then that customer also had their vehicle repoed from them. Carvana made it right for the most part. They gave them, I think it was like a $2,500 Carvana credit to buy another car from Carvana after their truck got repoed.
Just what you would want.
I mean,
Carvana credit.
I mean, VIN cloning, you can't blame on Carvana.
No, but you can blame not finding obvious body damage during their alleged inspections for potential reconditioning, and I don't want to speak poorly about Carvana, but we have seen and heard a lot of comments in regards to that people, after they buy cars from Carvana, discover a ton of issues with them, and then Carvana takes care of those issues via their extended warranty company,
SilverRock.
And so it just seems to me that the possibility exists that rather than actually doing any reconditioning, they just sell the vehicle and have whatever problems arise taken care of by their SilverRock vehicle service contract.
But to be clear, damage from a prior accident wouldn't be covered by a service contract.
No.
So that's not a good look for anyone involved. That's like just a very bad.
That's something, if it were to go to court and apparently part of their buyer's order and all their documentation is that if there's any issues,
you can't take
them to court. It has to be resolved via arbitration. But if it were to go to court, the court would say the dealership is allegedly the expert, and the expert should have caught that during their inspection. Now, either the expert didn't do the inspection that they claimed, or those who did the inspection are incompetent and shouldn't be doing those inspections. Either way, it doesn't speak highly of what is going on at Carvana. And we're not here to bash Carvana, but in the best of times, you should never buy a vehicle that you can't test drive
or do a pre-purchase inspection
prior to buying it. I mean, with Carvana, it's done online. They ship you the car. You haven't driven it. You're buying it based off of their description and the pictures that they post.
And let's be clear, selling to these iBuy sites, the digital retailers, it's a breeze. Yeah. No real inspection.
Yes.
And also, I looked through all the investor relations documents for Carvana and Vroom. Like, they're proud of the different relationships they have with the Hertzes of the world to source rental cars. And we all know rental car vehicle histories are a black box.
Well, that's because they don't have to report if there's an accident, they don't report it to Carfax.
Exactly.
Because they fix it in the house.
So these are things to be wary of. I do want to bring up one thing, and then we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk about market conditions because we have some really good news to share on that front. Okay. We've been looking back at the Better Business Bureau, and BBB has its own challenges and issues, but
yes,
this rating has been going down, 2.03. You want to do a quick little experiment? You want to do something kind of fun?
Okay.
So Carvana's at 2.03.
Yeah.
Vroom's at 1.12, and we still have the alert.
Yes.
We've never done this on the show. I don't know if it'll work. Let's check. Internet Archive.
Oh, there's an Internet Archive?
So the Internet Archive, what they do is they essentially just like
archive
stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We're in queue.
I think this is the right side. I might have to.
We're in hashtag 30. We're in queue, ladies and gentlemen.
We're in queue. Give it a second.
Yeah.
Do. Oh, wait. Are we like that far in the queue? Do we have to wait like 3 minutes? Wait. All right. Let me double check something. The Internet Archive.
Archive.
Oh, also it looks like nope.
No, we're still in the queue, ladies.
Archive.org. Wait, I want to. The Wayback Machine. Okay, this is the one.
Oh, we want the Wayback Machine.
My bad. My apologies. We're gonna X out of that one.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
We're going into the Wayback Machine.
So what this website does is they take snapshots of websites at different times.
I like that.
So let's go back to last year.
Yeah.
March of last year. Let's do February of last year.
Let's do February 16th.
Well, I can do 14th.
Okay. Let's do February 14th.
This is February 14th.
Valentine's Day.
Oh my, actually. Look at that. This is February 14th of last year. There were only 794 reviews and the average was 1.4 stars.
So it's going up.
Today, look how many new reviews.
Yeah, there's 2,400. So
and it's gone up actually. Wow.
Yeah.
This is kind of fascinating. Let's do one more.
Okay.
Let's go to like a bit more.
We know exactly where their headquarters are.
Correct.
Yes.
All right. So I clicked on another one. Let's see what happens here. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
1.47, 658 reviews. So Carvana's reviews actually have gone up.
Yeah.
Want to check Vroom really quick?
Yeah.
I'm kind of fascinated by this.
Yeah, because we can see how they have probably dropped like a rock.
Potentially. Let's see.
Yeah.
Vroom, we're searching for Vroom. Yeah, this is the Wayback Machine. Isn't that cool?
Oh.
My old websites are on here. It's kind of fun.
Really?
Yeah. So this is Vroom from February 8th of 2019. So you know what? Oh my God, they had their Better Business Review revoked.
Well, there you have it.
Their accreditation was revoked. So they were at 222 reviews, 1.24. Now they're at 916, 1.12.
Yeah.
And they've had an F rating since this time in 2019.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what else we can show you. We'll get off this subject, but it's pretty incredible to see what's happened with these online retailers.
It is, if I may say, just a lovely looking vending machine.
It really, really is.
Yeah.
All right. Let's switch gears and let's talk about market conditions.
Inside that vending machine's any good, but
let's talk about what's going on in the market.
Yes, absolutely.
Are car prices going down?
Why, yes, they are. If I can read the headline.
All right, so let's talk about new cars and let's talk about used cars.
Okay.
Average transaction price for new cars.
Yes.
That was the peak.
And how much was that?
That was $47,243. That was December of last year.
So it's gone down about $800.
Yes, exactly.
For the average transaction price.
To $46,404. The average monthly payment.
Yeah.
Down from $690
what is
to
it now?
$685.
Oh, that extra $5 will buy you a gallon of gas. I filled up my car yesterday in Bethesda, Maryland, ladies and gentlemen. Mid-grade, okay? Mid-grade. Took 10.5 gallons. Pretty damn close to $50.
Gas is expensive, man.
It is in Bethesda.
Gas in general is expensive.
But it's more expensive in Bethesda.
This is the vehicle affordability index, again, down from all-time highs.
Yes.
What one indication or one thing that we need to keep in mind, interest rates went up 17 basis points in January as compared to December. So interest rates are going up.
Yes.
We touched
and
about
we
this.
knew that was going to happen. And we know it's going to happen because the Fed has said that they're going to raise interest rates 3 times this year, with the first interest rate up charge coming next month.
Now we've got broken down by increase. We've got broken down by manufacturer. What we've seen in terms of new car prices. Some, like Mazda, for example, are continuing to go up in price, while others, like General Motors, Honda, Tesla, Toyota, and Volkswagen, are all seeing their new car prices go down month over month. That's the new car market. Prices are still high. Well, we are starting to see.
Well, I don't get how Tesla's prices are going down. There's no negotiation.
Month over month percent change.
I know I can read that portion, but for something that has no negotiation,
maybe they've dropped the MSRP.
So after having raised their MSRPs,
maybe they brought them back down. I'm not sure.
15 or 20% last year. They lowered them by 2 point.
I'm moving on to used car prices.
Okay.
Now, what's going on in the used car market, Dad, is this. This is straight from our friends over at Black Book.
Whoa,
Look
buddy.
at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first time you're seeing this data.
Yes, it is.
What's going through your head?
Wholesale prices are this is officially a trend. I think we're in the 7th or 8th week of the 7th week, I suppose, of declining used car wholesale values. The amount of decline has gone up significantly compared to prior weeks,
and compared to average.
And compared to the 2017 to 2019 average, these are some significant value reductions. Now, having said that, we also understand that normally retail values lag behind 7 or 8 weeks. So 7 or 8 weeks from now is going to put us in the heart of the spring selling season. So we might not see a reflection of lower retail prices.
It is interesting, though, Pops, because you've got increasing interest rates, which means increasing floor plan expense. I was reading through some of the quarterly earnings statements from Lithia, Asbury, Penske. Most of them have increased their credit facilities.
Of course.
I forget which one it was. The Sonic, maybe it was Sonic that I was reading today. They increased their credit facility from $1.8 billion to $2.5 billion for their floor plan costs.
Wow.
They attributed that directly to floor plan costs. So we're seeing the cost to carry inventory go up again.
Yes.
I actually think,
we
haven't talked about it for a long time, but I actually think our negotiability score is going to be more relevant than before.
Yes.
Right about now, because interest rates are going up, so holding inventory is going to be more costly.
Yes.
And everyone that paid an incredible amount for used inventory 30 days ago, and heck, if this trend continues, people who are buying inventory right now
are buying it for less than what dealers paid for that inventory 60 days ago.
But hey, if it keeps dropping, then they're still going to be incentivized to want to sell it to a retail customer.
Yes.
Could we see here? What's your take on this? Could we see kind of like a bottom fallout type moment? Like, do you think there's going to be a real pull away from spending money at the auctions, from buying cars, because we're seeing softened consumer demand? Or do you think the smart dealers, just like remember when the pandemic happened, dealers stopped buying cars at auctions, used car prices plummeted.
And some dealers
bought
took
cars
that opportunity to just buy cars and stock
and they made millions.
Yes.
What's your take? What do you think we're about to see?
Well, if you realize that the chip shortage isn't going away anytime soon,
which it's not.
which means that new car availability isn't going to increase significantly this year. And if you take into consideration that lease returns are just not really happening, the people whose leases are coming due are actually buying their vehicles.
Yeah.
And so those vehicles are never making it to used car dealer lots or new car dealer lots or even the auction.
Yeah.
So I think that there will continue to be a shortage of nice, good quality used cars. So I don't know if there will be a moment where the floor is going to drop out, but I think there could be a moment where there are some dealers who paid way too much for cars in December and are sitting on that inventory will be scared poopless when they realize how much underwater they are on their inventory. And so at that point, they might finally decide to lower retail asking prices so that they can get off of that stuff and replace it with stuff that they can buy for considerably less.
Which, to be clear, you've heard from your sources. Again, you pound the streets, you talk to your sources.
Yes.
Hey, Sandy. You pound the streets, you talk to your sources. Retail prices might not be lower on the listing that you see,
Yes.
but retail prices are lower if you know how to negotiate.
Yeah, retail prices, the asking price hasn't necessarily changed. The ability to negotiate the asking price has changed to a certain degree in some areas of the country.
Let me give you an
Not
example.
everywhere.
Let me give you an example. This comes by way of the YAA community forum. If you're not on the forum, consider joining the forum. We got all sorts of helpful folks in there.
Yeah.
This is from Kiki. She posted this 5 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay. On the Review My Deal leasing page. Ended up at a $55,000 out the door price is what the dealership quoted her here
Yeah.
for a 2018 BMW. Okay. This is an
Yeah.
X6 with
Okay.
31,000 miles on it.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to bore you with the entire story, but you can see Kiki got a ton of help. Igor's in
yeah.
here. Space is in here. Who else was in
Oh
here?
my God.
There's a lot going on, right?
Yeah.
She ended up
Yeah.
$50,000 out the door. 10% off the original OTD.
Yeah, that sounds like a $5,200 savings.
That wasn't happening 6 months ago. That wasn't
happening 6 weeks ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The market is definitely changing. Okay. So this is a perfect example. It is also happening, to be clear, on your offers to buy your car. We're hearing from
Yes.
all the folks that we're talking to, the offers that you're going to get on trade-in,
Well,
lower.
they're going down because
Everything,
I mean,
yep.
my God, if the auction values are going down, then whatever values the dealership is going to place on your car reflective of what's happening at the auction, and so the values that the dealerships place on your particular trade-in are going to be weaker than what they were 6 or 7 weeks ago.
Couple comments here in the chat. Phil says, my local, appreciate you being here, Phil.
Yeah.
My local GMC Cadillac dealer confirmed they're reducing used pricing on their inventory to move them, plus offering much less on trades. That is the new normal
Yep.
for right now.
Yep.
Sean has a question here saying, don't retail prices lag behind wholesale by 6 weeks? Typically.
Yeah,
Typically. I am very intrigued to see what's going to happen here, though. Again,
But
rising
don't forget,
interest rates.
Don't forget that we've had 6 or 7 straight weeks of declines in the wholesale values that are being paid. Now, the first 3 or 4 weeks, the declines were at best minimal. But this past week, it was significant.
Now, not all vehicles are made the same, Dad.
Okay.
Some vehicles.
Yeah, look like trucks and some look like cars.
Some
look like vans, which are gold, ladies and gentlemen.
Up another percent.
Oh my God.
Bucking the trend are your full size. Bucking the trend. Bucking the trend.
Yeah.
Are your full size vans.
Yeah.
Up a point.
The Bitcoin of automotive.
Honestly, very appropriate and well said.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on with vans? They appreciated. Now we are at 63 weeks straight.
Something like that.
Of full size van appreciation. It's
So
not truck month.
So could we have
van month.
Could we have full size van appreciation week?
Dad, this is insane. Everything else, though, to be clear,
Yes,
was down. And down
significantly.
pretty considerably, right?
Yeah.
For example, your minivans down over a point. Subcompacts, which we had seen a lot of movement up on, are now very volatile in the opposite direction. Down nearly a point for luxury and nearly a point as well for non-luxury crossovers to the car segment.
Yeah.
Multiple segments of vehicles below a point.
Wow.
Multiple.
Dropped. Yeah.
Prestige luxury cars, your mid-size cars, your near luxury cars. We're looking at you, Acura. We're looking at you, Genesis. Down over a point week over week. So these are really significant moves.
No, they are.
And one of the things that I found most interesting in the Black Book data, Dad,
is day supply.
Days to turn inventory.
Yeah, it's going up.
Look what's happening here.
Yeah, it's going up.
It's not going up a little bit. It's going up a lot.
Yeah, it's going up because people are mad as hell and they're not going to pay these prices anymore.
And I know everyone that's on the stream probably knows this already, but let's just break it down one more time. Car dealerships do not pay cash for their inventory. They buy it just like any of us would. Most of us would finance it.
Yes.
Interest rates are going up.
Yes.
The days to sell that inventory is also going up. Every single day it costs more.
More to have the car sit on the lot.
I haven't done this in a while on one of the streams, but I'm going to log into my YAA account.
You have one?
I still have one.
Wow.
Let me here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a quick example of how this information can be valued. Name a car, Pops.
A Mercedes-Benz.
Well, give me more to work with than that.
Well, pick a Benz.
I don't know. Why don't we do a C class?
Sounds good to me.
So let's take one of these C classes here. Let's do this year's used 2015.
Okay.
I'm going to copy the VIN. And I'm going to do two things back in my YA account. One, I'm going to run a market price report.
Yes.
So let me pop that in here. I'm going to open up a new tab and I'm going to do the Black Book value.
Okay.
Because I'm very curious to see what's the market condition for this. And then also, how many miles are on it? 64,000 miles and we're in Virginia.
Okay. One of my favorite states because I've heard that Virginia's for lovers. I'm just saying what I've heard.
This vehicle's been 5 days on the lot, brand new.
Yeah.
For them having it in inventory, but the local average is 83. Low negotiability score. So the first thing that I'm going to look at, what are some that have a higher negotiability score?
Yeah.
Others that have been sitting on dealers' lots even longer. Run that really quick, and then I'm coming back here to my trade-in report. Wow. Black Book saying retail on this is 22 to 26. There must be. Oh, no, there we go. The advertised price is 23. I thought the advertised price was lower for some reason.
Yeah.
So there you go. They're actually at the lower end.
Yeah. That's because values are coming down.
Yeah, exactly. One that's been sitting on a dealer's lot a little bit longer, potentially more willingness to move on it. Anyway, this is just a perfect example of how these types of resources are actually applicable again. They weren't 6 weeks ago. They are now.
Yes.
It's really, really interesting to see.
It is.
Now, with all that being said, I do have.
Uh-oh.
And Sandy Hicks, I agree with you. This is like what I live for, Sandy. So thanks for agreeing.
Yes.
I got one more thing for you.
He's a data nerd.
I really am. And I
or
hope
is
our
it
audience.
data?
I don't know.
Is it data or data?
Is it Dara or Dara?
It's Dara.
It's my sister's name. Pop on the headphones, Pops.
Really?
Really?
I don't want to spill my drink.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Ready?
Really? You gotta be kidding me.
Okay.
Okay. Can I take my headphones off?
No,
now?
you have to keep yours on, but I can take mine off.
And spill my drink?
So here's the deal.
Yes.
This headline from our friends over at Edmunds. Not enough people have gone to stopbuyingcars.com.
Obviously not.
But we are starting to see, like we've been talking about for this whole show,
the
ramifications of softening demand are bringing prices back down. But
yes,
8 out of 10 car shoppers
paid
above sticker price for new vehicles in January.
Yes. So what does that say to you?
That people who bought Cadillacs, Kias, and Land Rover, shame on you. Shame on us for not getting you stop the best car. Stop.
Listen, I couldn't talk our cousin out of buying a used Honda Civic right now.
And you tried.
And I tried, and I admonished him. And I kept saying, this is the worst possible time to buy a car if you don't absolutely positively.
Did I show you the text that he sent me?
No.
Sorry, Cousin Jay. I hope you don't mind.
No, I wasn't giving out any names.
I didn't say his last name.
Yeah.
So I disappointed your dad and am buying a car without getting an inspection first. None of the dealers I spoke to were willing to hold the car for a few days to get it done.
Yeah.
I said, I'm so sorry, Jay.
Yeah,
I told him, I was like, please be careful.
What's that old saying? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You can have conversations with your cousin when they call and ask for advice that they're absolutely positively going to ignore.
Yeah.
So as we say to the buying public out there, your greatest leverage is to walk out the door and refuse to pay the prices that dealers are asking, whether it be for new cars or used cars. And don't forget that just because a dealer is asking for a market adjustment doesn't mean you have to pay it. And yes, they're going to say, well, but if you don't buy it, Ray, there's a guy right outside my office door ready to write a check. No, he's not. Call their bluff. You're a live customer in their showroom, ready to try and buy a car. That's leverage. Your presence is your leverage. Utilize it. But just because they're asking for it doesn't mean you have to pay it. Okay, it's as my dear friend Lee tries to remind me with contracts, you can either accept it, reject it, or adjust it, amend it. So they're asking $10,000 over MSRP. You can accept it and pay it. You can reject it, or you can adjust it and say, I'm not paying you $10,000 over MSRP. How about I give you $1,500 below MSRP? Oh, we wouldn't do that. How close can you get to that? Well, what if we knocked off $8,000 of the just because they're asking for it doesn't mean they expect to get it. They hope to get it, but they don't necessarily expect to get it. But if you're foolish enough to give it to them, they're gracious enough to accept it.
Now, to be clear, you need to buy a car. Now's actually a pretty good time. And we want to be here to help you.
And as I said to our cousin, if you are going to buy a used car in this market for the next week or so, couple weeks, it might be where you have a little more leverage than you would have had. Yep. You're still going to overpay, and I would recommend that you do not do it. Okay, but you might actually be able to save some money because of what's going on at the auctions where values are declining.
Now, let's just hit on the number very quickly here,
Yes.
Pops, to give you some context. Cadillac topped the list of brands that commanded above sticker price with an average markup of over $4,000 per vehicle sold in January, followed by Land Rover with an average markup of $2,500 and Kia with an average markup of $2,289.
Yeah.
Alfa Romeo led on the opposite end of the spectrum with an average discount under MSRP of $3,400.
You know why?
Yeah, because that thing's not reliable.
Well, because nobody wants it.
It's also
okay. Here's one of the things I used to say, if I may, just for a second. And I know somebody says I always interrupt you and I never let you finish.
It's all good.
But when people used to come in and go, well, but I can get 0% interest on X. And I used to look at them and I go, do you know why it has 0% interest? And they go, no, why? It's because there's zero interest in the car. It's the only way they can get people to go, yeah, okay, at 0% interest, I'd have to think about it.
Yeah. No, I totally hear you. Volvo was also on the list of those that are getting discounts, as well as Lincoln, which had an average discount of $500. But anyway, that was the really, you got to be kidding me for today, because really, you got to be kidding me. Cadillacs with average of $4,000 over MSRP.
Yes.
Now, one thing we're not kidding about showing the love.
We are showing the love.
20% discount right now if you sign up for a YA membership.
I mentioned it yesterday in yesterday's.
Thank you, Pops. Really appreciate that. Ends on Monday of next week, but we're here to help.
Yeah.
We're really working hard on making the
membership.
Making the membership even more valuable. Shout out to Space, and Justice, and Mario, and Kimberly, and Candace, the whole team behind the scenes. Phil, thank you.
Yeah.
We've got an awesome team. Just put the promo code LOVE, not 20, just love.
Just love.
Right there.
You know why? Because we're all about the love, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Pops. Today was fun. Appreciate
Every
your
day's
time
fun.
as always. We will be back tomorrow, likely at noontime.
Or very close to
We're
it.
very close to it.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us here today.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you again, hopefully tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific.